Hi, I'm Keith Lemon, and this person is, say your name.
Tommy Nice.
It's Tommy Nice, and welcome to Keith and Tom's Movie Mumblings.
Mumblings.
Yes!
Keith and Tom, mumbling all the dawn. Keith and Tom, mumbling for you.
What a lovely theme tune, because you do beats as well, don't you, Tom?
I'll give it a shot.
He does give it a shot. But today on our brand new podcast, we're doing movie mumblings. We're going to be talking about movies, new and old. Fun times. You like films, don't you, Tom?
Yeah, they're all right. There's stuff you can do, things you can watch. So I'm with it. So what we're going to be mumbling about?
Tommy Nice. Are you well?
Yeah, I'm all right. I'm not bad. I'm
He's excited, isn't he?
Yeah.
You're excited.
I'm excited inside myself. Sometimes
I don't know if you're watching this, if you've got the visuals to watch this, or you're just listening. But let me tell you about the visuals. If you're just listening to this, Tom looks like he's in the library. Have you got a green screen background and you've put in a library?
No, these are books I've read. How dare you, sir? How dare you?
He's got a green screen and he's keyed in a library.
These are all the scripts of the things what we talk about, what we're going to talk about. I've put them here just so like you can see, because I like to visualize them. They're not actually even the books, they're the scripts. That's how dedicated I am to movie.
Well, you know I am, hopefully, if you've seen me on telly, but you might have seen Tommy Nice on telly with me also. You were in my sketch show a couple of times. What else have we done? Keith Lemon Coming in America. Were you in that as well?
Were
you in Lemon La Vida Loca?
Yeah. The fitness
he's done a few. You've done a few
the
things.
Fitness thing, Keith Lemon's.
Oh yeah, okay, the fitness video we did. But me and Tom have been friends since I think I was 17, and I think he must have been 34 back then.
I'm Dorian.
He's always been 34.
I'm Dorian Gray with funk. So like, there's a like a picture in an attic which looks like that. But yeah.
But yeah, we talk a lot about films, me and Tom. I have quite a sort of normal view of films, and I like them or I don't like them. But Tom will break them down for you and go, "Oh yeah, Superman got a job as a journalist and didn't even have any journalistic experience."
I stand by that.
It's bogus. Never mind that he's got a cape and he flies.
I stand by what I say.
What's your view on Batman? What's your view on Batman?
Well, really, I have to be honest. He could solve a lot of the problems by just giving people jobs. That's all he have to do. All of those people robbing and doing the crimes, they're doing the crimes for a reason. He's a billionaire. So what's he doing going out, knocking people out? He could say, all right then, do you know what? I'll do some Meals for Wheels and stuff like that. That would be more beneficial.
He's a billionaire, Tom, and he can only afford half a mask.
Well, that's it. And that's the other thing as well. I mean, what if he gets punched in his mouth? So I don't know. Anyway,
wouldn't you recognise one of your close friends if they were just hiding just the top half of the face? You'd recognise them, wouldn't you?
Well, yeah, because I'd be like, "Hey, yeah, that's Dave. What's he doing? What's he doing now?"
But it's suspension of disbelief, Tom, isn't it? You know, we go to cinema to escape. We know that you can't feed a mogwai after midnight, but it's always after midnight, isn't it? Always.
I suppose, in a way, it's kind of like when people say Happy New Year's. It's like, which Happy New Year's? Because if you're in Australia, it's earlier, isn't it? Or it's later, or it's one or the other.
That's super deep.
So I suppose, yeah, all right then. What it is I'll always go with a film as long as it plays by its rules and keeps it consistent. It bugs me when a film changes its own rules in a film, and I'm like, well, because that doesn't work. Science fiction is something I love, but I hate at the same time. So it's a frustrating thing. Like that Minority Report, that one always bugs me, where it's not even the fact that he escapes and then like he comes back with the same codes, because I'm thinking, if you got sacked from Tesco's, Don't say, all right, well, here, keep the keys. You can come back in anytime. Don't worry about it. You're all right. Oh, do you want to open the computer? And why don't you get some beer while you're here? Do you know what I mean? You're fired. Get out. Give us your keys. Your cords.
What about E.T. Contacting his planet with a speak and spell, an old record player, and a coat hanger, and an umbrella?
I say, here's where I say, by their own rules, that's fair, because I don't know how much an alien would know what to do with speak and spell. So his thing was beyond Stephen Hawking's. So like, if you give Stephen Hawking's a speak and spell, well, ironically, Stephen Hawking's worked out the speak and spell because that's how he talked. So, I mean, he's proof of the theory.
He didn't have a speak and spell.
He did. That's how he used to do it. This theory of the universe.
Hey, what's that orange thing he's got on his hand? Shut up, it's his speak and spell. It enables him to talk.
Well, that's what he did, the theory of the universe. But on that point of E.T., everybody's getting dissected. Everybody. So what would happen is he's riding, Elliot's riding off, and then he goes, I'll be back. And then the FBI and CIA come in and go, oh, no, you won't. We're chopping everybody up on your street because we want to know why the alien came here. Why did he come to the street? What diseases did he bring? Do you know what I mean? If it were now. Do you know what I mean?
That's what would happen now.
Yeah. What diseases
and he'd have to walk around with a
bring?
mask on and 2 meters distance from Elliot.
Well, that's
so he
it.
wouldn't even be able to touch. He wouldn't be able to touch his finger and say "ouch" to heal him because he'd be 2 meters away. So that poster wouldn't have 2 fingers on. It'd just be space and earth on the picture. It'd say E.T. Wouldn't have the hands in there because the hands won't be close enough together because of COVID. Tom, this week saw the release of Black Widow, Scarlett Johansson. From the Marvel world. Did you see it?
Yeah, I did. I saw it.
Did you go to cinema or did you see it on a streaming thing?
I saw it
because it's on Disney Plus, isn't it?
Yeah, I saw it. On
you can watch it at home,
Disney
or are you
Plus.
going back to the cinema now?
I happened to see it on Disney Plus. I would have gone to cinema. I obviously support cinemas, but I happened to see it on Disney Plus because I know you saw it, and then I said, oh well, I better see it, so we've got something to talk about.
Well, I went to premiere. I was lucky enough to go to premiere.
Oh, fancy you!
Normally, something like that, all the cast would be there, but it was just I've forgotten her name. Is it Elizabeth Pugh?
Oh, that Florence Pugh.
Florence Pugh.
Yeah.
She was there. Very lovely, and in my opinion, steals the film.
That was what I was going to say about that film, and I didn't even know she was British. So because I've never seen.
No, I didn't.
She was really good in that.
Actor,
the way she even did it, she reminded me of this chick who used to check some Eastern European chick.
Some chickie used to check.
Yeah, chick used to check. A chick used to check. A woman I used to see. I used to date.
Yeah.
So and like how like she did that kind of that style, the Eastern European kind of style, and I kind of like that, and I was like, oh, cool.
Did you like the movie?
I don't even know what it was about. I'm not lying. I don't know.
It was the female. In my opinion, I think it's female James Bond. I thoroughly enjoyed it. If you like action movies, I definitely recommend it because there's a lot of action in there. You've got your guy from Stranger Things in there, Harper. I thought he was really funny. I laughed a lot in the film. I thought it was a really fun film. I don't mean fun as in I liked it. Oh, it was fun. You know, sometimes when you say a film's something that's not that good, you go, "No, we're fun." I thought really fun, real fun, and I enjoyed it. But yeah, Florence Pugh stole it, and I'm looking forward to seeing what she does next.
I thought myself, it wasn't a bad film. Don't get me wrong. I just like it. Just felt a film about stuff like. She was on the run, and then she met up with a sister who she hadn't seen for years. And do you know what? Are we doing spoilers, or are we going to non-spoiler?
No, we better not do spoilers because people go mad, don't they?
All right then. Well, then it was a film about stuff with some fighting and some stuff. And then it ended. But it was all right. That Florence, she was good in it. She was funny, and it's like you kind of wanted more of her, and the lines that she had were good. I'll tell you one thing though, it was like there was another Marvel film like that where I'm trying to think of what it was, but it was like it was the least Marvel-y film I've ever seen. It didn't feel like Marvel.
What Black Widow was?
Yeah, it was. It did.
Really?
I don't know. It didn't. I didn't feel connected to that Marvel universe. It didn't feel like. I'm trying to even think. Did it feel like a Marvel film to you?
I know what you mean. Yeah, but I just think there's certain characters that explode on with Marvel, and there's some that don't.
Yeah.
I thought the TV show, what's it called?
Falcon,
WandaVision.
yeah. Oh,
WandaVision.
right. Oh, WandaVision.
I thought that started off slow and then became very Marvel.
Yeah.
The Winter Soldier, Falcon and the Winter Soldier, didn't feel very Marvel-y to me.
Yeah,
It was more like Sapphire and Steel.
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
Or Starsky and Hutch. I don't know.
Yeah, that Falcon and Winter Soldier.
Are you watching Loki?
It's all right. Do you know what? That's what I need to watch. I've been behind on stuff. Been watching all my Rick and Morty's and stuff.
Yeah,
like that,
I mean, I'm looking forward to the next Spider-Man because there's lots of rumors that Tom Holland and Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield are going to come together as three. There's going to be three Spider-Man because
that
of
multiverse thing.
Multiverse thing, yeah.
Have you seen that multiverse thing?
Yeah, I thought it were good.
Yeah, that was good.
Yeah. Although it looks like it's supposed to be 3D, but it ain't 3D, and you go, have I not got my 3D glasses on?
It's that kind of, it's
You know
got
what I mean?
stop
That little-
animation. It's got the vibe of the stop
It's
animation.
got like a dot screen over it or something, the way it's been coloured in.
Yeah, well, what it is they've just, the frames, the way they've done the frames, so they've like, they've done it on a higher shutter speed. I'm guessing here. They've made it look
he's
like,
just
so
guessing. He's not
like,
an expert in animation. He's just guessing.
It looks like it's animated because, like, what it is if you make the shutter speed on a camera higher,
It looks like it's animated. It is animated.
No, I meant like it looks like claymation type animation, kind of. It's
No,
all
it don't.
No, I mean like in
What, like Wallace and Gromit?
not like that. I mean, do you know all that kind of where it's not like real life. It's all kind of a bit more jittery. It's got that jitteriness.
Jittery.
The jitteriness of the stuff.
Did you see Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse? It was jittery.
Yeah, no, it was good, but it had jittery stuff. Yeah,
It had a jittery feel, and we've discovered that Black Widow doesn't feel like a Marvel film. You don't think?
Yeah, no, it just it like I
Is
said,
that good or bad?
Well, if you're into Marvel, I suppose technically that's not good, is it? Because
People I've spoken to that went to see it have enjoyed it. Did you enjoy it?
do you know what? I wasn't bothered. I'll
Really?
be honest. It was like I wasn't against it. It was like whatever.
Yeah.
I wasn't like, oh man, that was 2 hours of my life done. It was more. It was more like.
Were you a bit excited by some of the action scenes?
Do you know what it was as well? The other thing is, and I haven't done this now. I'm thinking about it. I haven't done this in years, but I was aware of the special effects, and I always think, and I was. There was one part definitely where she's swinging on something, and it looked like they just said, "Oh, is anyone from like the old school Disney drawing animation? Anybody from Sleeping Beauty? Can we just draw in that?" Because I was looking at it and I went, "Hey, is that drawn in?" And that really, there was a part.
Well, this goes to prove the difference between going to the cinema and watching at home. I went to the cinema, and I'm, as an ambassador of Showcase Cinema, I do say watch everything at the cinema before you watch it at home. I know it's convenient now just to stream things because they come out on these platforms to stream. But I think something like Black Widow is the little groove on your stomach.
Yeah,
the Widow. I call that your Widow. There, that's your Widow.
The Black Widow.
But Black Widow.
Black Widow.
Widow is definitely something to see at the cinema. I think.
I will agree with that. And the reason why I'll agree with that is might be random. Maybe nobody knows this. Jason and the Argonauts. if you see certain things on a smaller screen, the details you start to notice. So on a larger screen, it's not as much. And the reason why I say Jason and the Argonauts is would have been really impressive. Well, it would have been impressive at that time, but on a large screen, it's impressive because of the scale and blah, blah, blah of things. But when you watch certain things on a smaller screen, you can start to notice like effects like chroma key, like the green screen and the backgrounds when they have the false backgrounds, or like The Hobbit. Like The Hobbit.
Well, it's funny that you're talking about films from back in time, because why don't we go back in time to 20 years back in time? And as we continue doing these podcasts, we'll get closer. We'll talk about a contemporary film, and then we won't be able to go back because we would have come straight back to where we are. But we're going to go back 20 years and talk about some of the films that were released. You mentioned The Hobbit just then. The Fellowship of the Ring came out in 2001. I'm holding it up there. If you're watching this, you can see us. And if you're listening, it's just a green box because it's one of those special extended DVD editions that you don't really need. You could just watch the normal length version. Your Fellowship of the Ring. You remember seeing this, Lord of the Rings?
So is that the whole trilogy, the Fellowship of the Rings, or was the Lord of the Rings the one out, or did the whole of the
Lord of the Rings, the Fellowship of the Rings?
Oh, the whole thing came out.
And
yeah. So I thought that was really good. I'm trying to think which one was the one I liked the most.
Were you excited when Lord of the Rings came to the cinema and the idea that it's going to one of them's going to come out every Christmas? I thought that was an exciting thing that every Christmas I know there's going to be a Lord of the Rings film.
Yeah, I
liked the first one, and I just thought, oh, this was going to be a fun couple of years ahead.
Do you know what I liked? But because I remember I read a bit of The Hobbit when I was really young, and I watched the cartoon Lord of the Rings as well. And but I mean,
I liked the cartoon.
I wasn't that big a fan. But one thing I always thought was I wanted to see Sauron. I wanted him to come back. Because it was like a guy who's gone. So do you know what I mean? The film was all about some bloke who had a ring and he was gone. And I was like,
but then that giant eagle came in at the end, didn't it? And just took him there, and it could have just done that straight away. If we in your world, that's what I thought you would have imagined. You'd have gone, well, why didn't that big eagle just take him and take it straight away?
Well, yeah, but that would have made far more sense and saved a lot of budget and money. Really, they could have just condensed that right down into one thing. Sadly, that didn't happen, and 3 movies were made. So
but we enjoyed them. You enjoyed it, didn't you?
No, don't get me wrong. They were good. They were good movies, and they were good movies. I think that second one. What's the second movie?
I can't remember. Just off the top of my head. I'll probably own it. I still own all my DVDs.
I liked where they're going with the king. I think it was the Return of the King or something.
Something like that. Yeah.
I've just made
The King and I.
Yeah, I don't know. Something like that. There was some king guy in it, and he was a king, and he worked well, and then he became well. And then they started fighting at some place or something like that.
Yeah, it's a film about some stuff, isn't it?
Yeah, well...
Another film that was released back in 2001 was The Royal Tenenbaums.
Did
you go see... Did it make enough impression on you to buy it on DVD?
Sadly, it didn't. Well, I don't have a DVD, unfortunately, anymore.
You don't have a DVD?
No, DVD, yeah. I
don't have a
DVD anymore. But... did I get that on? No. Sadly, I didn't get.
Did you get it on Laserdisc?
I didn't get. Well,
did you get it on VHS?
I would have got it. Yeah, actually, I think I did have a copy of that on VHS.
Can you remember what this film was about?
Tracksuits.
It's about tracksuits, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was a family of
the relaunch of the Adidas tracksuit, that vintage look.
I thought that was dope.
And you thought, I want that tracksuit, so I look like I'm in a breakdance crew.
No, that was one thing what I did like, the tracksuits. I was like, oh yeah, I wanted them tracksuits. In fact, funny enough, I went when I was in Germany one time, I got a bunch of them tracksuits, and then I realised I got the wrong collar. I don't know how I did that.
The wrong collar or colour?
Collar.
Collar?
Yeah, do you know them old school?
Yeah, because it's 70s collar, isn't it?
They're the zip-up collars, yeah. They're the
it's like 70s
Jenner collars, aren't they?
Yeah, in the film, Ben Stiller looks like he's got a perm and a retro Adidas tracksuit with the 70s collar with the zip that comes right up to your nose and could catch your nose. I guess.
That will want. Do you know what's funny about them? Them collars. Are they meant to be like turned over? You're meant to kind of zip them
Like a roll
fully
neck.
and then roll them. Yeah, because
Yeah, I
when
think
you
so.
roll them, they don't really roll right. They always hang up.
Well, they
underneath
strangle
each
you
other.
as bit, won't it, as
Yeah,
well?
so it's a really weird design.
It's
that.
about design. And you've also got Owen Wilson in it, who's wearing cowboy fashions.
Oh
But
yeah,
just like
yeah. Are they all the
you've got-
family? I
well,
can't remember.
my digital watch is going. You can hear that. So I apologise for that, isn't it? Where it is. I'll just let it go. We can cut this. No, let's just leave it in. Let's keep it real, Tom.
Yeah, keep
Just wait
it
till it's
real. Always
finished.
keep it real.
Wait till it's finished. It's finished. No, it's
What
not.
was that set for
Oh.
anyway? Just out of curiosity.
I don't know how to unset it or set it, and it's just
Also,
been
it's
there
just
since I've been-
permanently ringing at
12 o'clock.
All right.
Royal Tenenbaums. Who else have we got in it? We've got Bill Murray, obviously.
Lethal Weapon, Danny Glover,
Yeah, Danny Glover,
Gene
and
Hackman,
Gene Hackman.
one of my favourite actors.
I mean, it's an
actually.
amazing cast, isn't it?
Oh yeah, Bill Murray is in it.
Yeah.
What is that film about then? I can't remember what
It's about a family called the Tenenbaums, isn't it?
Cause it's that guy in it. What's his name? It's the guy who did that Budapest Hotel
Yeah.
and all that. And
Do you
he
say
does-
Budapest or Budapest?
Well, ironically, well, it's not ironically, but coincidentally, I think the right way to say it is Budapest.
Yeah,
the S
isn't
is
it?
a sh. Budapest, but I just say Budapest because like
I say
I
I say Budapest.
Budapest, yeah. 'cause
I don't say
we're-
Budapest, I say
we're English,
Budapest.
so English people,
Americans say Budapest, don't
Do they? Do they say
they? Yeah,
Budapest?
I know an American, and they
Oh.
say Budapest.
Hey, Budapest.
Get me a cup of coffee. Hey, Budapest.
I wouldn't mind going to the Budapest for some coffee.
Another Ben Stiller film that came out in 2001 was Zoolander.
Oh, that was a good film. That.
Yeah.
Have you seen Zoolander 2? I haven't seen Zoolander 2.
I have seen Zoolander 2.
Is
You
it
know
more
what
of
they
the
say,
same?
the first
They
one's
try-
always
yeah,
the best.
You can't go
The
wrong.
first one's always.
Yeah.
He's a fashion model. He's a supermodel that can't read, and he has dreams of opening a school for people who can't read or learn very well.
Yeah.
That's the
That's
the
one of
story
them films. What do they call it? Zeitgeist. When it catches the moment of everything. But the thing about that film, what I thought was really good is like just all the bits, all the models and everything, the way it was at that period of time. That was
Yeah.
kind of pre like things becoming really celebrity.
Do you have a blue still look when you have your photograph taken?
Well,
Oh, is that what you do?
Yeah, well, I'll be like, no, I don't really.
If you can't see it if you're listening to
You
the
can't see
podcast,
it. Well,
but if you-
I kind of did a Sean Connery,
if you're
not
watching
Sean
it,
Connery. I did a Roger Moore eye
like
type
yeah, he's
thing.
doing one eye up and another one crushed. One of his other eyes crushed.
Yeah,
I do
think
that
it
sort
was.
of one when I do photo shoots.
All
Sort
right,
of. Kelly Brook told me you should look like you've got conjunctivitis and you're blowing raspberries.
right. I don't even know how that works. Oh, when you have conjunctivitis, your eyes close up. Look.
Yeah. But you liked Zoolander. It was fun, wasn't it?
Oh, that was great. That was a great film.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
And I kind of based my hair on Owen Wilson back then, really.
All right. Do you know what's funny?
When I have blonde hair.
David Duchovny. David Duchovny. I can't even say his right name.
He's a
The
hand
guy-
model in it, isn't
The
he?
guy, yeah, the guy out of X Files. He used to be a model.
In real life?
Yeah, he was a model
Oh.
before X Files and all that lot. So not a hand model. I
That's a
think
bit of
just
trivia there for you from of Tommy Nice. They went, who can we get that used to be a model in real life so they can bring some authenticity to the role? David Bowie's in it, isn't he? David Bowie in it?
Yeah. He's a judge.
He did quite well for himself, didn't
Yeah,
he?
yeah, he
Had some
really blew
tunes.
up. Yeah, he did music as well. Him, he did
Yeah,
a few,
he did.
few songs.
Back in 2001, we saw Planet of the Apes back at the big screen and also on the small screen if you bought the DVD.
Yeah.
It made enough of an impression for me to buy the DVD.
Yeah, that was
I
a
sa-
remake one. That was a second remake.
This was the Tim Burton one.
Yeah, which I was not feeling. It was.
Well, you're not feeling.
Yeah, no, the style. Tim Burton's is great with style. Like always unique, always interesting. The framing and everything, always like there's scenery, blah blah blah. Cup of tea, slice of cake, all ace. But
A cup of tea and a slice of cake.
yeah, that means just everything. So it's
All
like,
right, then.
all of that. But like the script, what that film were about, nah.
It's about a planet of apes.
Yeah, well, yeah, but it was like, what was it? What was it about? Some guy
Planet of Apes.
lands on a planet, and then that planet, it didn't make sense, that one. The first Planet of the Apes is
The original.
ace. Yeah, that's one of them films where
You
when I watched-
lousy inhuman bastards.
when I watched that as a kid, I was like, loads of things go across over your head. But when you watch it as an adult, the beginning of that film is so brilliant. Even before they reach the planet, when he's discussing that he doesn't want to be on Earth, he just wants to be alone, and that's why he's set off, because he's like, I know why I'm going here, because I want to just escape Earth. And these guys want to go because of different things, an experiment, and they want to see about this experiment and this and that, and he gives a reason why he went on this, because the idea was they knew they weren't coming back. They were going to another planet and they were never going to return.
Tom,
So-
this is long. That's long. That was long. That was really long.
I was just saying.
When you were a little kid, were you scared when you saw Statue of Liberty?
Do you know what?
It scared me that I thought, oh no, it's all wrecked. Everything's wrong.
I'll tell you what scared me. That was interesting, but I kind of didn't get it, because again, I was like, oh, well, why is he upset? Oh, well, I think that's New York. Well, he's found his home. And I was like, yeah, cool. But the one what scared me was the last Planet of the Apes of that one, the third one, where it's Orson Welles, and Orson Welles says this is the last thing on they blow up the whole planet. They have some doomsday machine.
Which Planet of the Apes? Is this still Roddy McDowell?
Yeah. Because they did three. They did
Yeah. They did loads, didn't they?
No, they did two. Well, they did loads, but I mean the original, producers and blah blah blah.
Yeah.
They did Planet of the Apes and the Return to the Planet of the Apes, and they were the main two. And then because it did so well, it blew up that they was TV series and whatever.
Yeah, because they went shopping in one of the films. I remember they've got Newman clothes and they go shopping.
Yeah, and they come to the Earth and and then
they have a baby.
It does all that timey-wimey thing. But the other one, what was connected to the Planet of the Apes, the second one, Return to the Planet of the Apes, on the end of that, they were. Have you seen the Return to the Planet of the Apes? The one where the people are in the underground and they've got the nuclear weapons and they're praying to the nuclear weapons, but the super duper nuclear weapons.
Yeah,
and then like they all get killed, and now somebody drops on the nuclear weapon, it blows up. And Orson Welles says this at the end of the film: the world blows up. It's like the whole world blows up, and then he goes, Earth. I'm paraphrasing because I can't remember it fully. But he says, Earth. No, he says there was a little planet, a blue planet, surrounded the third blue planet from in a solar system. Surrounded by.
Tom, it's too long, man.
I don't know. I can't remember what it was. It was something about the Earth. But anyway, it scared me as a kid, and it was the insignificance of that planet. That's what it was. It was the insignificance, and that scared me more than anything else. So
did Donnie Darko scare you when it came out back in 2001?
That is an ace film and weird at the same time. That's got timey-wimey stuff on it, and like Jake Gyllenhaal. He always feels like he's
Jake Gyllenhaal.
He always feels like
Mysterio.
Gyllenhaal. But anyway, Jake Gyllenhaal.
Tobey Maguire's brother.
Yeah, they've got. It's weird, isn't it? It's weird how certain people, the actors, have got a vibe, even if they don't look the same. They've got a kind of same kind of vibe. But that film it's interesting because he's like he looks like a half mad serial killer in the film, and then he's weird in it, but he kind of makes sense because he's aware of things like, well, why is this happening? It's a good film because it's weird, and I do like weird films. myself. Do you like weird
It's
films?
on front. It says Donnie Darko, 28 days, 6 hours, 42 minutes, 12 seconds. That is when the world will end.
Oh, so do you know what? I didn't even know. Do you know what? I've not watched that film. I think I might have watched it twice. So
I think I've watched it once. I remember enjoying it, but finding it strange.
Yeah.
But I can't remember Drew Barrymore being in it or
Yeah.
Patrick Swayze.
Well, two things.
I'll have to give it another watch.
She was the teacher. She's the
Drew Barrymore.
Yeah, she was the main teacher in it. Funny
I
enough,
just remember him. Has he got a skeleton tracksuit on or something? I think he's got
a tracksuit
skeleton
on somewhere.
And I remember obviously the what's it? The big silver bunny thing.
Yeah. Funny enough, I was gonna say, but Drew Barrymore, she was a producer on that film. So
sure.
Yeah. And
She's got her own production company, hasn't she?
Yeah.
Flower Films.
Yeah, and she's done a couple, but that was one of the big ones. And Patrick Swayze, he was a nonce.
Patrick who?
Patrick Swayze.
Yeah.
I said it wrong, so I'll say it again. Patrick Swayze. So he was a nonce in that film. That's what part he played.
Well, he was the what?
He was nonce. He gets caught in the end. Nonsense.
What's a nonce?
So nonsense, for anybody who doesn't know, it's like when kiddie fiddlers and that lot, they go to jail. They go, oh, well, I'm in for armed robbery and all that lot. And people go, yeah, that's nonsense. So that's what it derives from.
Oh.
So they say, that's a whole load of nonsense. We know that because you're on B wing or whatever. And or somebody's told us you try to, do you know what I mean, look up.
And that's where that term comes from.
Yeah, and hence that guy's a nonce.
Wow.
So because it's nonsense. Yeah. I recall that from my younger days.
Because I remember using that term when you're a kid back in the day, and not knowing what it meant, but just like it just meant you're idiot or whatever. You know what I mean?
Nonce. No, because
stop being a nonce.
Yeah, because it's
which I guess would work because you're talking nonsense. I don't know.
So you nonce, but people say you ding. Really.
Anyway, from kiddie fiddlers to a kid film, we shouldn't talk about kiddie fiddlers. It's horrible things. Monsters Inc. Is it a kids' film? Can adults watch Monsters Inc?
Pixar, isn't it? Pixar.
Yeah, Pixar are very good at getting that blend, aren't they?
Yeah, they try to meet that blend, that excellent blend. Their films are good because they grow. So, like, you watch them as a kid, you watch certain things in it, and then as you grow and you watch it again, certain other things, aspects of family and moral. That's what I always think are good about a lot of Pixar films. They kind of have good moral basis.
What is your favourite Pixar film? Because to me, I
think I like Up.
Toy Story was amazing though when it first came out. I'm watching it, I'm thinking, what is this? I don't understand what I'm seeing, because the first time I'd seen that sort of animation and it blew my mind.
No. It was amazing, and I would say Toy Story, but I think for me, do you know what? That's a really hard question now that you say that, because there is, but I do like, I like the beginning of Up. I think the most impactful scene I've ever seen on anything now I'm thinking about it as an intro is the beginning part of Up. If you recall that, can you remember Up?
No. I've seen it, but I can't remember the beginning.
Well, in the beginning of Up, is
it him growing up?
Yeah, it's about
and meeting his missus.
Yeah, meeting his missus.
It's quite sad Up, isn't it? It's too sad for me to enjoy, if I'm honest.
At the moment, but it's like bittersweet, because at the end he finds somebody else and they becomes friends with someone else. So
did you cry when you saw E.T.?
No, I never got that. I never understood that, and I don't know.
Because how old would you be when E.T. came out? 21.
Well, no, I was probably about
30
in my 30s when that came out. So it was probably about 32. So. So yeah. So the thing about E.T. Yeah, were you tearful? A lot of people were like,
I was 9. I think I got wrapped up in the emotion of the sadness and everyone crying. I think so. I did.
Yeah,
I remember when he was in river and he looks like he's covered in talcum powder, and he's just in river all white.
Oh yeah.
Oh, look at him! Oh, poor little bugger! Look at him.
Yeah. Look at him. Don't go.
Yeah.
Do you know what always got me about that film? was because I watched it late, like really late.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, because loads of people used to watch it on video.
You didn't watch it when you were a kid then?
No. Like, never got a chance to watch it as a kid. So I watched it like really quite late.
You were just watching Exorcist and stuff like that, wasn't you?
Well, as crazy as it
Godfather,
sounds, yeah,
Exorcist,
The Omen and
The
stuff
Omen,
like and I used to, I didn't like Do you know it's weird? I liked scary films, except for vampire films. Scared of vampires. Scared.
You were scared of vampires?
Yeah, right up until I was, I think about 20 or something like that. I was that scared.
I was scared of lady vampires.
No, they were scary even more because they could
they're
seduce
sort of seductive.
you. Yeah, they could
and
seduce
you go,
you.
"Oh, hello,
And,
lovely lady."
yeah.
And then she goes,
Yeah, and that used to scare me because they always like look seductive, and it was the idea of something that had changed you. So it was like The Thing. If you remember the film.
Telephone's ringing.
Oh,
Are we
right.
keeping it real, or shall I stop?
No, we'll keep it real. Go
Let's
on.
keep it real. Whilst the telephone's ringing, have I got any films that link to a telephone? No, I don't, but I do have Not Another Teen Movie that also came out in 2001.
Never saw that. What's that about then? That's a
I
collective
guess-
of all of them kind of
It's the kind of scary
Money
movie.
You Can't Buy Me. Oh, is it that period?
Scary movie
oh, yeah,
of
2001,
the teen movies. I think it's a like spoof of all the teen movies. I think that's why it was. How much did I buy this? So I bought from Virgin for $19.99. No, I didn't. I would have got this in buy 5 and get them for £30 or whatever. There's no way I spent 20 quid on Not a Teen Movie because I don't even recall it. But I can see that Chris Evans is in it.
All right. So what, you used to do that before you did TJFI?
No, Captain America.
Oh, oh, yeah. They share the same name, don't they? Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. All right. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Is he
Let's
any
not
good
talk
in
about
it?
Not Another Teen Movie because I can't remember anything about it. Remember Evolution that came out in 2001?
Do you know what? I recall
20
that,
years
and
ago.
I didn't see that. That was a comedy spoof of that Species film. I don't know if
Yeah, a
you know
little bit. Yeah,
Species.
yeah. I have a sort of Gremlins feel to it.
It was kind of comedy / serious, where it, from
Yeah.
what I've seen, it's like it's got jokes, but it's got kind of seriously parts in it or something.
It's not that funny. It's
yeah.
nice if you like monster films. It's got a lovely logo and it's in a lovely box when it came out on DVD, like a holographic
Yeah,
box.
that's a cool box, though.
But that logo's pretty cool, I think. The
Yeah,
smiley face with three eyes.
Yeah, yeah.
And I remember that poster around.
What made
And
you
it's
get
got
that
David
film?
Duchovny in another
Yeah,
David Duchovny
That's
film.
what I remember. He was in it after the X-Files stuff.
Yeah.
What made you get that? Just out of curiosity.
I like monster films, I guess. Anything with little monsters in, I like.
Oh, what's your favourite monster film?
I'd say Gremlins.
Oh, yeah, they're monsters. Well, are they
They're
monsters?
definitely monsters.
I always think of
What
them
are they
as
if they're
like
not
animals.
monsters?
I always think of them as like animals because they're little.
Well, they're like guinea pigs with big ears, and then they turn into monsters, don't they? They've got fangs and claws and red eyes.
So, a monster, but a monster is a monster necessarily bad? I always thought a monster is meant to be like just a big
What is a
thing.
monster then?
Like Godzilla. That's a monster, isn't it? But he's not
What, 'cause he's
necessarily
big?
bad. Yeah, he's a big monster. Monsters Inc. They're not bad, are they? So
No, I didn't say they're bad, but I'd
But the
definitely say
Gremlins
Gremlins
are-
is a monster film.
all right then. Is what's he called? Not Kawaii. What's the teddy bear gremlin called? Mogwai.
Gizmo.
Yeah. Oh, is it? Yeah, the Gizmo. Is he
When
a
he's a
monster?
Mogwai,
Is he-
Gizmo.
Is he a monster? You're showing Mog.
I'm showing a Mogwai.
Yeah.
That's that. I mean, if you're listening to this and I'm saying I'm showing you me a Mogwai, you might think it's somewhere else, but it's a monster from Gremlins.
Oh, so he is a monster then? Because you just said
They
he's
turn
a
into
monster.
monsters, don't they?
No,
Little
but
monsters.
is he a monster? No, you said he turns into a monster. So what is he there then?
He's a cute. Oh,
Well, he's broken
Is it-
now.
he's a cute little bear, isn't he?
Oh, so he's a bear. You
I
say
don't know
he's a
what
bear.
he is. In the book, in the novel of the film, it explains they come from a different planet, and they're bred by Mogcho men.
Oh, all right. Well, do you know something? You just told me something new there. I didn't know there
Yeah.
was a book to it. So there was a
Yeah.
book. It's actually from a book.
got
the
the book.
film. All right. If you don't know, and just in case you listen to this, he's just gone off to go find the book somewhere, and he's back. Right.
The book.
All right. Well,
Which I bought when I was a little kid, because when I saw Gremlins, I was 11. It was a certificate 15, and I wore Wellington boots filled with newspaper. So I was as tall as a 15-year-old. But I remember buying the book and being excited because it had colour pictures in the middle.
So who wrote that book then?
Or
Or is it a book of the film, or is that the book?
a
before the
novel
film?
by... I can't... Hold on.
It goes the time.
George Gype.
All right.
Based on the screenplay written by Chris Columbus.
Oh, all right. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh,
Gremlins.
so they started with. So it's what it is it's like Star Wars backwards type thing where the screenplay, the film existed, and then somebody kind of went back and said, "Well, let's do the etymology, the beginning of how that started."
The what? The what?
Etymology, the beginning, the origins of a thing. Not
He's
oranges.
smiling because he's
origins,
just said a long word.
You see, these books are not here for no. They're not here for no. That's it.
He's pretend books in background. Another film that featured a bear was AI. Remember AI?
Yeah. Do you know what? Was that meant to be like Pinocchio? Because it had a kind of Pinocchio vibe to it.
It did have a Pinocchio vibe, didn't it?
Jude Law was in that as well. Yeah.
I met Jude Law.
All right.
I met Jude Law in a pub in Primrose Hill. I was with a friend of mine.
What, you met up with him, or he would just?
No, I bumped into him. He was with Sean Pertwee. I'd done a television program with Sean Pertwee, so I knew Sean. Yeah. And as I left, my friend said, "They looked familiar. Were they on telly?" I said, "That was Jude Law from movies. From movies.
Oh, right.
He's one of ours, Jude Law. I think Jude Law's ace, and he's done right well.
Does he look TV like? Like, does he look?
What does he do? Does he look TV?
Do you know, like some people who are in films and TV and that lot, they just look like, I don't know.
He doesn't do TV, does he? I've not seen him.
All right. Does he look film like, or does he look like the guy from the Biscuit
You go,
Factory?
look, it's Jude Law.
All right. All right. Did he say hello, or did he?
Yeah, he seemed like he said hello because Sean Pertwee said, "This is Jude, and this is my mate who I did a show with."
Did you say,
telly.
"Hey, Jude"?
No, I just said hello. You're all right. You look well.
And
when I say you look well, I don't mean you look fat.
All right.
You look well. You look like you're doing all right.
All right. Well, I guess he was. So
he was doing all right because he was in AI. Well, he was in Captain Marvel recently as well, wasn't
he? Yeah. Oh, yeah. It is called Captain Marvel. Yeah, you're right.
That's what it's called.
Yeah. He was in that. I don't know what else has he been in. I've not really.
And AI, a Spielberg.
Oh, he was in a film called Shopping, weren't he? I'm sure.
Shopping, yeah.
And he played some kind of Cockney kind of guy or something.
Yeah.
When they were doing all them kind of films.
And he was in The Talented Mr. Ripley.
Oh, I haven't seen. Have you seen that?
Yeah, I liked it.
Oh, right. And he's some like mad killer or something.
Yeah. He's not. Is he a mad killer? I can't remember.
No, it's Matt Damon's the mad killer, innit? Because Matt Damon wants to be that guy or something.
He wants to be Jude Law, yeah.
Yeah, and then he, I think he kills him.
And Gwyneth Paltrow's in it as well, I think. Yeah.
Oh, right, yeah.
Can you remember Jurassic Park 3?
Do you know what? Is that the one where they bring it to America? No,
they introduced a new dinosaur that I think it was called Spinosaurus.
Do you know what?
And it had a phone in its mouth, and it came running after him. There was pterodactyls in it.
I kind of roughly recall it. It wasn't by Spielberg, were it? It was just like.
No, I don't think it is Spielberg, is it?
From the makers of Jurassic
It's got
Park or something.
Jeff Goldblum in it though.
Oh right. It's one of them where, you know, when they go from the makers of and I'm out. It's like it is though. Yeah. Whenever you see Spielberg films, and if it says something like from Spielberg's receptionist, and you go, and they've got some From
Spielberg.
Yeah, Steven
mate, we went to
Spielberg's.
school with.
Yeah, it's from
new
Steven
film.
Spielberg's.
A
Like,
new,
I know.
a new
Uber
a new
driver.
film from
Do you know
the
what I mean?
makers that knew somebody who knew Spielberg when they went to college.
And the producers of, do you know what I mean? Yeah, I don't know, something. And then it's like, yeah, no, the guy was there. He was in the room when they were doing it. That's it. He just turned up and said, all right, Bob, all right. And that was it. But he was in the room, so yeah.
But there's Jurassic World, is it 2? Jurassic World 3 that's out next year. That's exciting, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah. They've kind of flipped that round. Are they connected, them films?
Well, Jeff Gold, all the casts are in the new one.
Oh,
The
so
original
it is all connected.
Apart from Attenborough, me. Welcome to Jurassic Park. He's not in it, obviously, because he's no longer with us.
Well, yeah, that'll be, he didn't make it, but yeah, that's.
But yeah, that's it. I'm really excited for that film. I've got a friend that worked on it, and I'm really excited. Next thing I do, I'll put that on the credits. From someone who was worked on Jurassic Park, brings you something with Keith Lemon on.
Yeah, starring.
Tell your mum.
A friend of a friend who was in that latest Jurassic film.
Yeah, excited. Can you remember Shrek coming out in 2001? Again, it's a kids' film, but it's quite adult as well because it's got good. It's a very funny film, I think.
And that's
Certificate U, which is Universal. I always used to say Unseen, but it's Universal. Anyone can watch it. Cameron Diaz and Mike Myers. I'm a big fan of Mike Myers. Cameron Diaz
Dreamworks.
is also very lovely.
Yeah.
As Cameron Diaz recently said, she's quit movies.
I think she canned them ages back.
Yeah. Weird.
Yeah.
What does she do? What? She's quit her job. What does she do now?
I think she surfs. I think she's some kind of.
She just got surfing all day.
I think she's always been some kind of surf dude because I remember seeing a picture of her surfing and that a lot. But that Shrek, was from DreamWorks because like when Pixar started blowing up, I think Warner's is DreamWorks. Don't quote me on that, but they wanted to kind of compete because Pixar was Disney and Disney was all Disney.
Tom, it's too long.
I don't know.
Too long.
Disney, something to do with anyway. They were competing. There was another thing competing, and they did the Ant story there's Bug Stories Pixar in it, and they did Ants. What's his name?
Don't know.
Mike Myers.
Mike Myers.
He wasn't going to be it. He was initially going to be. It was Chris Farley. If you remember, a guy called Chris Farley.
Yeah.
Saturday Night Live. He was meant to.
He died, didn't he? Do you think this was the comeback for Eddie Murphy as well?
Oh yeah.
Because he disappeared for a while, didn't he?
But he's king of comebacks, isn't he? Because he always. It's an interesting thing. He makes good choices in the things that he makes, but it's
not when he did Vampire in Brooklyn. He didn't.
Well, what I'm saying, when he plays second, he always makes good, like Bowfinger. When he did Bowfinger,
amazing.
That was, you know what I mean. So when he does his own kind of things, like
can you remember Delirious?
Metro.
Yeah, is the rumors that he's going to come back with a sort of follow up to Delirious, a stand-up film?
It would be Raw because Raw was
no. I know Raw was after that, but I'm sure there's. I've heard that there might be another stand-up film.
Yeah, he was saying that. I don't. You know what? I don't always like to say things are of the time, but sometimes it's like.
I mean, Delirious was of its time. There's loads of stuff you couldn't say.
There's loads of stuff in Raw.
Yeah. I don't know Raw as well.
No, Raw's brilliant because Raw. Yeah. The thing about Raw is Raw ages well. There's certain things what he says in there, what kind of because he's not the only writer. He's them Waynans and a load of people wrote.
Is Raw better than Delirious then?
Yeah, Raw's way better than Delirious. The thing about Delirious is it's new, so he just come out, but like it's like polished. Do you know what it's like? It's like Aliens to Alien.
Right.
So like Alien, that film, the concept is ace. Again, it depends on horses for courses. Depends on what kind of film you like. But Alien is a cool idea, and it's really done really well. But Aliens, do you know, it's got more to it. There's
Tom, it's getting too long again. It's getting too long.
I don't know, just a movie mumbling. That's what it is.
Oh, we're coming to the end of movie mumbling with Keith and Tom. Next week, I think, sees the release of Suicide Squad 2.
No, it's not Suicide Squad. It's just Suicide Squad, isn't it? It's not 2.
We've had Suicide Squad. This is Suicide Squad, the follow-up then.
Well, the remake, but
Not the remake either, is it?
No, well, one person.
Is it not Suicide Squad 2?
It's. Wait, let me just check.
It can't just be called Suicide Squad
I'm sure
again.
It's just called Suicide Squad because they've just said, yeah, it's called the Suicide.
It's just
Squad.
called Suicide. The Suicide Squad.
It's called Suicide Squad. The Suicide Squad. Yeah.
It's just called Suicide Squad.
No, the first one was called Suicide Squad.
And what's this one called?
The Suicide Squad.
The Suicide Squad.
Yeah, so they've added like the.
Well, that's confusing. I thought it was like a follow up.
No, because like that guy was like, yeah, forget all that. That didn't.
Is that what they're saying? Forget that. Forget Suicide Squad. You want to watch the Suicide Squad?
Yeah, because it's that the Guardian of the Galaxy guy. So
yeah,
he just said, yeah, I don't know about any of that film. I'm just redoing it all again. But he
did you like Suicide Squad?
Again, it was a film about stuff. Put it this way, that really got me on the trailers. Do you know what? A lot of times, I think sometimes I like trailers because sometimes the trailer is better.
The trailer was amazing for Suicide Squad.
Yeah, the way they put it up, it was like, oh, this is gonna be dope. And then it was like, really, Joker was like, what is he? Do you know what I mean? What is he?
It was Joker.
It was that Jared Leto.
Yeah,
it was the Joker, but it was like nah, that ain't Joker. That's just some guy who's trying to be all cool and quirky and stuff like that. So yeah, but this one, James Gunn, that's it. James Gunn. This one, he's always with the funnies. So
who's the shark fella in this new one? I've seen the shark creature
I
thing.
think it's just animated.
Is he a monster or is he an animal?
Well, he would be a monster, wouldn't he? Because he's not a shark; he's a shark man. Actually, he's a king shark. He's a king of sharks.
So he's not a monster.
Well, no. He is a monster because I don't know any sharks with feet. So he's something, and he's not a shark.
Well, I don't know if he's a monster or an animal. It don't really matter because we've just been doing movie mumbling with me, Keith Lemon, and Tommy Nice. If I don't see you for a week, I'll see you for a window. Good luck with your business, Tom.
Yeah. What business?
Enjoy the Suicide Squad.
Oh yeah. Well, I'm down.
And we'll chat next week about it. Yeah.
No, and I'm definitely down for that, and I'm sure it won't be. Yeah, it will be a film about stuff because they all are.
Well, I just dream of the day that you have a little tagline on a poster that you said, it was just a film about stuff, or it was another film that was just, yeah, or another film that you said, well, I couldn't tell if it was an animal or a monster. Or another film that has writing on it it's just too long and it just goes off page and it was just too long.
that will be coming to a cinema near you soon.
Yeah. All right, Tom. Ta-ra. Thanks for listening, people. All best.